I want to try to get our program to another level, and to do that, you had to play some teams that were a level above us. You know, we played, Wisconsin and Colorado State and Arizona State, and I realized that we can't get to that level just with our resources. But it's important for us to play those games because our kids want to play the best competition. So where last year maybe we played over our head, I think this year's schedule is more in line where we can be competitive. I mean, Oklahoma State, South Florida are teams that are Power 5 schools, so you want to play them for competition-wise, and the kids like to do that. But I think there's a lot of games on our schedule that we'll be competitive in. And I think the other thing, last year I got caught up, and I told the girls this, in winning. And it's more about development and getting our kids ready so when we get to the tournament, we're ready to be at our absolute best when the tournament comes.
What happens is when you're here, you get caught like this a lot, and this way it's easier to side or up here.
Okay.
The one thing that'll come into play this year is UMass Lowell's got an opportunity to make the tournament, and they hadn't the previous 4 years. So I mean, that'll be a different look, and there'll actually be one team that won't make it. But I think it's competitive. I think that this year, of all the years, I think every team will have a chance to be good every weekend. And I think, even though Binghamton's first and Albany's fifth and so forth, I think anybody could come in first. It's just a matter of being consistent. And then, as we know, being first in the regular season doesn't really mean much right now because you're not going to host a tournament. I do like the fact that if you're first or second, you get a bye the first day. I think that's huge. So at least in our how we try to go about things is we want to be first or second. We want to get that bye and not have to play on Wednesday. And part of the reason is you obviously play one less game, but it's also during finals week for us, so it's a little less stressful for the girls. One of the things we've done this year that might be a little bit different than some people is we've actually added another day off. It's kind of a regeneration day where the kids can use it to get extra work, take extra batting practice, go into the training room, be with our strength and conditioning guy, Billy, to work out some kinks and stuff. And over time, it's been proven that your rest is as important as anything that you're doing and how you feel physically. So everything we do is built on, like I talked about, being our best when the tournament, we're at the tournament. And so it's everything. It's how we lift, how we eat, how we rest, and so forth. So that's one piece of it. We're trying to give them a little bit more rest because if they're not in a good place mentally and emotionally, they're not going to practice the way that we need them to practice. Once they get to practice, we probably spend 10 to 15 minutes every day on something to do with the mental game. It might be visualization, it might be breathing, it might be listening to somebody talk about competition. It might be a concentration grid that we do. It might be how to be a great teammate and what are some things that you're trying to work through. So everything that we're trying to do is built on getting them in a good place physically, emotionally, and mentally, and then we can play softball. If it goes the other way around, we're never going to have a chance to win. And I think that the girls have done a really good job at that. And I think the last thing I'll say is, if you watch them from the beginning of when they talked at the beginning of practice, and they each, everybody's watching a player to now, they're more confident. They can talk in front of people. They can share their feelings with them because sometimes they talk about things that we normally wouldn't talk about with each other, but now they have to. So I think as much as anything, that has helped our program get to another level.
All in! All in! 1, 2, 3!